Help your students to feel empowered by checking their work before they do it. Model using estimation for all calculations. Call it pre-calculating to ensure that the tools they use are being honest. Because sometimes calculators make mistakes, right? Suppose we started out with 3,864 times 28. This one would round to 4,000. This one round to 30. Then they can identify that the answer is going to be somewhere around 120,000. And I call that pre-calculating. Okay? So practicing multiplying by powers of 10, very powerful. Okay. Vertical number line looks like this. This is something that I made up because I got frustrated with students seemingly having no sense of how big a number is. Having difficulty identifying which number is bigger than the other number. Again, it's visual. Why is it vertical? Because people, or children and people, have a sense of things being higher as being more, right? Left to right is how we read, but it doesn't really give you the real value. Something that's further on the right has got more value than something that's further on the left. No, it's not there. But height does. So also when I give this to my students, we're starting on the whole number side, not the decimal side, please. When I give this to my students, I would say to really make this correct, I would have to put 0 at the bottom of the floor and add each column on top. So it would be huge. This piece of paper that's a really long strip. That would be how it actually exists. But to fit it on a piece of paper, we go to 100 here, then start at 100 and go up to 200, etc., up to 1,000. Okay?
You can have the vertical one in your room.
Yes, you could. Yeah, exactly. That'd be great. And have kids come up and actually refer to it to show where some number is, and is it larger than or greater or less than. Again, it's visual. They can see it. They're not depending on something else to identify whether or not a number is larger than the other. Okay, so you can use this also for estimating. You know how sometimes kids have difficulty saying what is closest to the nearest 10, closer to what 100 is closest to. So let's find a number like 557. Would you please find 557 on here? Can you tell me what 10 it is closest to? Pardon me? 560, thank you. 560, it's closest to that. What 100 is it closest to? 600. Is that difficult? No, it's visual, right? They see it here, and they're not always going to need this. After they've done this lots of times, that image will remain in their brain. Then on the back, I've done just up to 100 with decimals. So again, practicing, finding, estimating where the decimals are, which decimal is larger than the other decimal. Like sometimes it's difficult for kids to see that 7.9 is smaller than 8.2 because they maybe look at the last digit, the 2 or the 9, right? Whatever. But when they can see it, it then becomes part of their understanding. Okay. Oh, this is my estimation joke. You got to read it together. The farmer wants to know how many sheep he has in his field. So he asks his border collie to count them. The dog runs into the field, counts them, and runs back to the farmer. The farmer says, "How many?" The dog says, 40. The farmer's surprised and says, "How can there be 40? I only bought 38. The dog says, "I rounded them up." I love it. Okay, so helping kids to understand that estimating an answer is a benefit for making sure that you don't make an error is so valuable. So estimate the answer first. For example, estimate 45 times 37, round 37 up to 40, round 45 down to 40. Then we can go 40 times 40. They take the significant digits, which are 4 and 4. 4 times 4 is 16. And then take the 2 zeros that were on the ends of the 40 and the 40 and put them on the end, and they get 1,600. It's huge. This is a huge thing. Make some games. Do some games with estimating. Make up some bingo cards that have the answers and get kids to make up the questions to go with them, just where they feel like they can do this easily. And every time you're talking about numbers in your classroom, say, okay, who can give me the estimate to this answer before we start? Get them to have a chance to do it. One skill that I learned a long time ago was having the kids say it to each other before. I know you all know this, right? They probably teach it in teaching school these days. You know when I started teaching? 1977. I know, none of you were born, right? Not even you, well, maybe you
I was teaching in 75. So.
were. Yeah, so, you know,